Donna's.
Your man needs an attractive wife. Why is it so many times that women, after they get married, let themselves go? Hockey player said, he said, I married a trophy wife, but now she looks like the Stanley Cup. You see what I'm talking about?
Listen to
That's
this.
what I'm talking about. All right?
Truth.
That's what I'm talking about. Now look, I'm not saying every woman can be the epic trophy wife of all time, like Melania Trump.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that at all. Now, most women can't be trophy wives, but you know, like her, maybe a participation trophy. I don't know. But all I can say is not everybody looks like that. Amen. Not everyone looks like that. But you don't need to look like a butch either. A sweatpants don't cut it all the
Butch.
time, huh?
Sweatpants, nope.
Wear flip-flops and
Listen,
and
ladies.
pajamas to Walmart, that ain't gonna work. Ain't nothing attractive about that.
Uh-oh, Donna left because of it.
Men want their wives to look good at home and in public. Can I get an amen?
We've offended Donna. Let's start the show and see if she comes.
Entertaining discussion of marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional for your specific problem. We don't know you. How could we speak to your deal? Okay, have fun.
Joe, we've offended Donna.
We had Donna on for just a second, and then we played that rant from that preacher. And
We played that rant. We were telling women what they really need to do as women.
Well, they need to look like
Donna
Melania Trump,
left
obviously.
in a huff. I can't believe it. The angry. You should have seen her face.
She was just.
I don't know if she's going to come back after that. But wait. Oh,
she's
Donna.
back.
Hey, she's back.
There she is. Hi, Donna.
So tell us about your anger.
Well, first of all, I heard you guys talking crap about me.
What?
So that was really nice.
No.
What?
That was really, really professional, mature.
No, we did not say anything bad about
what
you.
could we have possibly said that you would hear that we were talking about you?
that everybody else heard too.
That everyone else heard too.
It has been recorded, so I can even rewind it and play it again.
Can even require? Yeah, it's on
We love
3
you, Donna.
spaces in the world.
This show wouldn't even be a show without you. It'd just be.
That's
us
right.
two.
So if we can't,
I know.
Okay. Well, let's go back.
This is our new time.
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you. I have grandma duty. I have to go get the grandbaby.
And by the way, let's make sure to recognize it was Joe that was bringing up the negative stuff. Okay. So anyway.
Good way to throw a friend under the bus.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, but let's go back to this 310-pound preacher who needs a hot wife, and it's all their fault for not being the hottest woman in the world, Melania Trump.
Yeah. I thought that was very telling. I think I missed the passage in the Bible about a trophy wife, but I'm sure it's in there because
I don't recall seeing
I'm not
about Mary.
No, I think it was John 8 verse 19 that says, "Oh, if thou gains 10 pounds, thou must go on a diet.
Thou shalt incur the wrath of the Lord," or something like that. Yeah, right.
Toss the wife out the window.
Indeed.
Uh-oh, Joe looks stuck in Family Guy. No, Tim, he's stuck in The Simpsons.
I'm stuck. Yeah. It's The Simpsons. Hence
Tim Pierce. Hey, speaking of good Family Guys, Timmy Pierce. Let's talk about you for a second, Timmy Pierce. I want to stop everything. Timmy is from Ships. You know Timmy?
I do not know Timmy.
Okay, Timmy was a guitar player on the ship. Brilliant musician.
I probably do know him
in North Carolina. And when he was on Ships, Timmy, I'm going to talk about you. I apologize, but he dated a girl from England, and they were lovely people. She was a singer, he was a player, and they were young, and it was always so tumult, all the time. We're always talking. So he leaves Ships and just meets the kindest, most wonderful woman. When you meet somebody that completes you, when it's literally, oh my God, this is what I've always been looking for in my life. And now they have a beautiful daughter and a beautiful life in North Carolina. North Carolina, right, Timmy? He might not tell us. He might have left after he attacked
Maybe he
Joe.
should take my place because I offer no expertise to this show.
No, that's the problem. His news is all good news.
Oh, I got it.
You're the one.
Yeah, you're the depressing one.
Yeah, you're the one where the wife's always, going to tell us what's going bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The kids can't stand it, and stuff like
perfect.
that.
Yep. Great.
So, Donna, I played that video because I wanted to ask you a question. Do you have people coming in and his entire problem is that she won't stay hot, she won't do, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
I have had that come across my path where that was the complaint, was that she doesn't take care of herself, or she doesn't even, do her hair, or wear anything cute, or doesn't wear cute pajamas to bed, which, by the way, I am in my pajamas. Let me show you guys.
Great. Oh, look at this. Thank you.
Wow.
Donna.
Hard working day for Donna.
Well,
is that what you're going to wear to pick up the granddaughter from school too? You're going to embarrass her?
It may be. I'm at that age where I don't care.
You definitely don't want me to stand up.
Does the granddaughter care that you show up in your jammies? And
yes, she does. Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but I don't care that she cares.
Comfort is king. Right? If there's one thing we've learned on this this past 2 years is the fact that, you know what, dressing up is really overrated. Just being comfortable is pretty cool. I
love this movement towards comfort.
Yes, I've noticed. We've been going to restaurants and whatnot since this thing has been, since our restrictions have been eased up a little bit, and people are just not getting as dressed up as they used to. They really aren't. So,
at some points though, I'd like to see people actually in clothing of some sort. Like we were we were going to Bloomington yesterday, and a guy came out. He got kicked out of the convenience store because he had no shirt on. His pants were so small that 3/4 of his butt was hanging out.
Yeah.
And he was screaming that he'd been stung by bees and needed help. Not one bee sting on his body in any way. And he was just sweaty and vile. I think there is a point where comfort needs to also be.
Dude, he was stung by bees. Help the man out. My gosh.
Even if they're imaginary bees, he needs help.
If he was a naked guy and he said he got stung by bees, I'd still help him out.
Him I'd help.
Maybe not.
Just naked. A little bit of pants is not going to do it. But naked. He needed help we didn't have in a convenience store that day. So wait, back to what we were talking about. What are you telling this dude and these dudes that are like, hey, what's going on with her? And it just isn't, and especially when they're big tubby nuts themselves.
So when I do get someone coming in where that's like their main complaint, I kind of can think a little more analytical and understand that's not really their main complaint.
Right.
Their ego is having a hard time. So it's usually something like they're not connecting with their partner. They're not feeling the love. They're not, feeling that, that connection with each other. And then so you go and pick something to be mad about. That's right. An insecure person in a relationship will find something to be angry about.
Good point.
It's not always the thing they're talking about.
Indeed.
Now, here's interesting. My wife doesn't like it if I'm in too good a shape. Does that seem weird? Like if I am like,
now you're bragging.
No, I am bragging. Well, I'm not in very good shape at all. I'm just saying that at one point, my
wife is jealous of my physique.
I was crazy. Well, I don't know. And it's because, Joe, that's because you've never actually been in shape. So anyway, but
that's true.
That's true. No, I was like 0% body fat. And I was too thin. Well, Donna, when you knew me back in Vegas, what size was I? I weighed about 144.
I think you were as 00.
I was a 00. And
not
only, but she was a little worried for me, but also
a little worried for you.
Not that thrilled that I was, but I was in really good shape, even though I was that size. And she really would rather kind of a dad bod, she's much more attracted and happy with that.
You've really never talked to her about this.
I have to tell you, I'm with her. My dude's a bit on the fit side.
Yeah.
And if he gets too fit looking, I either feel like he's trying too hard and he's all like hyper focused on his body, and I'm not attracted to dudes who are super focused on their body.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or I'm like, he's frail, withering away, like a skeleton soon, and I'm not attracted to skeletons.
Well, and of course, we've seen him in his underwear, so we know.
Wait, what?
Well, that was my son, guys. That was
that was your son. We saw in his
okay.
underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And again, what?
Yeah.
I'll introduce you to my husband.
Yeah.
Well, bring your husband in his underwear, and we'll make these delineations ourselves.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know.
I've been really focused on the naked dudes today.
I have.
Yeah, I know.
This is
He
my
really
naked
has
dude
been.
day.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
really.
yeah.
Kind of
What?
freaked out by today. as a
Not
matter of fact.
I'm
judging.
sorry. I apologize. But
My wife and I have a tendency to do everything together. Like this, you've heard of the sympathetic pregnancy where the guy whines like the woman whenever she gets pregnant. I didn't do that, but every time that one of us goes one direction, like fitness wise, the other one jumps on and follows suit. And I think that's because we used to work out together at the same gym, and then that went away. And then during COVID, we started drinking and eating bad food together every day. So we kind of we stay right with each other on that. There's none of that, there's not one of us going, oh, you're too hot or you're too fat. It's just like, we're both the same. So.
You're a team.
I changed my mind on what I said about Timmy. I love it when my wife is hit on sexy and one less drink at the bar I have to buy.
I mean, that's common sense. That is.
Yeah, good point.
Wise sense right there. So,
that's probably a good way. Like, dress your wife up, let her sit a little farther away from you.
Plan it. That's what I say. Plan
I
it.
believe that you're referring to pimping is what you're
Get
doing.
a ride.
Right now.
Get her a ride home.
Right. Yeah.
Get her a ride home. That's the other way too. We think he's kidding. Anyway, all right. Let's do we have 3 questions and then a quiz we're all gonna not care about. Here we go. It's 8 signs your wife disrespects you. By the way, it's not.
Oh, this is gonna be a good
8
one.
signs that your wife disrespects
there's
you.
only 8. There are so many ways.
Well.
Let's see how many of
Joe's
these I
wife
can
could only
check
come
off.
up with 8 at the last minute.
Right?
So,
how
okay.
I can count the ways.
What? Now, this is a serious one, actually. What is an effective way to train work ethic for teenage boys, not girls? Because girls, they just need to get married and have a husband.
Yeah, obviously.
What is an effective and an effective way to train work ethic for teenage boys? How do you do that?
How do you guys think you do that? Because I have to tell parents how to do that every day.
Well, I think the obvious answer is military school.
Yeah. I think also, make them from day one. I'm literally from the crib. You got them putting stuff together, wallets, stuff together, sewing it up. Yeah. First of all, have girls. I think that helps. Starts.
There's always the reward method, which of course is like an allowance or whatever, and it's like you will reap the rewards of whatever work you do. That's one thing. Do this.
Show them.
Yeah.
Model. It's always modeling is always good.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Show not too much work, or that you're complaining the hell about it all the time, and that you have a balance and in work ethic, and that your work is something that is useful, helpful, and positive.
It just you have to show at some point that there is a payoff. It's like if you work hard, then you will achieve success at something. And so there's got to be a way that you've got to set it up that way, as opposed to just maybe throwing things at them or buying them things or giving them things, which we all do too much of anyway.
Well, I did that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my daughter. I don't know why boys is important here, but she never had really chore. She had specific things she had to succeed at. If she was working school, her intelligence, practice, piano, she did stuff like that, but we didn't do a ton of work. We didn't make her have a job or go out in the yard and stuff like that. And she never had to make any money, never had to have a job in high school. She goes to college, immediately gets a freaking job that she does amazing at.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that happened. So Donna, how'd that happen?
Well, yours was just by accident. So we're not going to use that as a model. Then Joe is more on track, but I call it the earn everything plan. Okay.
I like that. The
So
EEP, we like to call it.
So besides their birthday or Christmas, where you can give them a present for free, if they want phone, they have to earn it. If they want to go hang with friends, they have to earn it. If they want cute clothes, they have to earn it. Now they can earn maybe like half the money and you contribute half the money because they are just kids.
Yeah.
Or they can earn half the cost of something by, maintaining their grades or being respectful, or that. It's never, never, never give kids rewards for free. Always. And this goes even with dogs.
Yeah, especially that eating that they have to do. Then when they have to have that food, never give them that food for free.
If they want other than bread and butter, if they want pizza,
if they want milk, if they want to have a vegetable, make them earn it. That's terrible. So, okay. So I think there's a level that you're way too far on this. We had, things she did, and she always lived up to the potential we set, but we weren't creating endless chores for her to prove to us that she could, now we get to this and now she's older. We're like, yeah, you got to put your stuff in the dishwasher. You got to pick up your dishes. You got to do that. The reward for that is that you're getting the job done. There is no payment for any of those things. There was no payment for anything growing up. She was expected to do the things that she needs to do.
Well,
and then we provided for her as her parents and stuff like that. And we would say yes or no, you can have something you can't. Now there were things like one time we're at dinner at Red Lobster and she wants lobster. She's 8, right? 8 years old. 8 years old, wants lobster. I said, lobster's expensive. I don't think you're going to eat it. And I'd say, you'd have to pay for that. She pulled out a 20 and slapped it on the table. Bam, there you go. There's your damn. And I got her lobster. So, but for the most part, in a lot of those things, I always said as she was younger that I will put on the party. And that just gets less and less as they get older, to the point now where she decided to get a job. She works. But I still pay for some stuff because she's in college. Like I said, I'll make you a deal. I'll pay for, she has her car right now. I said, I'll keep it running, but you can't do this and you have to pay for that and stuff like that. But not everything was made as some huge reward. But what I did for her was when she was young, I told her how to deal with money. I told her how to save. She had to save half of everything she made. I showed her how to invest, made sure she understood those things. So now she has a good large basis of money as it is that she can work with, that she has a nice thing behind her. And she has learned, you can learn a lot of this stuff pretty easily. But I just think everything is a test. Everything you must pay for. How dare you? I just think that's nutty.
Well, I'm not going to listen to you. So
can we go over that? Are we done?
Let's look at who's got the money and not got the
back. Yeah. It's called if-then statements. And if the toddler says, I want a cookie, you go, okay, if you clean up your mess, then I'll give you a cookie. That means
there's no mess.
You got to give them something. You have to figure, if you put your thing over here, then I'll give you the cookie. If you sit down and be nice, I'll give you the cookie. Like, it has to be earned. Every privilege has to be earned.
You have to earn. Yeah, it's all, the work ethic is all about, if you're talking about a work ethic, which I believe this going back is what this question was all about.
That's what it said.
Yeah. Work ethic is like, you have to show them the value of work. That's it. Just show them, it's like, look, if you work, you will be rewarded.
That's not teaching work ethic, is to make everything. Work ethic is if you do work, you get something from it. Not
you get something
after dinner. Oh, we're going to have cookies, except you. You need to go clean. We're all having cookies after dinner because that's dessert, but screw you. You have to go do something to get the cookie.
If you finish your broccoli, you can have a cookie. It's a choice. If you finish your broccoli, you can have a cookie. And you have to make it proportional.
That's totally different. That's totally different.
That's not work ethic.
No.
That's not work ethic. That's just reward for doing what you say.
You tell me which one of you two works for free?
No, that's not the point.
But that's not the point.
We are humans. We are humans, and we are reward.
Eating your broccoli,
but you're connecting things that don't get connected.
Yeah, yes, I mean, eating broccoli is not work.
It is if you hate broccli.
Well, no, it's just eating broccoli. It's just doing something you don't want to do.
Why are you giving them broccoli if they hate broccoli? Why are you giving? Wait, can't you find something that is better? They hate broccoli.
You said, oh, but there's no mess. I said, if you clean up your mess, then you'll get a cookie. That's your paycheck for that little job for a little 3-year-old. Little
Okay,
job.
we're talking
little
about
paycheck.
teenagers.
No,
First
but
of all,
you
it's
put the
about
cookie
teenagers,
first.
Bigger paycheck.
specifically about teenage boys. How do you teach
Yeah,
teenage
well-
boys work ethic?
This is if you want to use the phone, you have to keep your room clean. If you want to go hang out with your friends, you have to make sure you have no zeros in your schoolwork. Like if you this, then you that. If you this, if you work, you get a paycheck. Work, paycheck, work, paycheck. That's it. Work, paycheck. But
See,
it's creativity with the work versus the paycheck. I'm saying do not give them stuff for free.
Got
Do
that. We
not
got
give them
that.
for
We got
free.
that part. And I
yeah, we
agree with
got that.
too.
I'm saying you do the stuff because of the reward for having the stuff done. And then
What
everything.
land is that?
Well,
What land is that?
for a little job. Well, what
works
I don't
like
know.
that?
I'm just saying
Who does
it's the
work
land of
because they
people
got
that
it
have
done?
money and people who don't have money.
No, who works just to get it done?
The
Who works
people-
like that?
Who
You
well,
don't work
but that's
like
not
that?
the job. But no, but then if you raise your kid to take pride in getting things done, then of course, when they get into the workforce, they're going to be better workers and they know they'll get paid and be compensated because that's part of it. That's part of what you do.
raise your little factory workers. I'm going to raise entrepreneurs.
No. Okay, well let's go back in time and see who the real entrepreneur. Let's see who's
let's
got.
try
Oh,
that.
really?
Let's
Are we
see.
gonna
Wait
do
a
this?
minute. Who's struggling out there?
This is
Who's
good.
not struggling?
I will take bets on who wants Donna. Go ahead and throw it
No.
down in the private chat, and then who
I'm
wants Brad?
raising
I'm gonna let him
someone-
go at it here.
I'm raising someone who will do their dreams and make money because what they're doing they love, and not someone who just like, I've got to have that, so I'm going to do this.
Mhm.
I'm raising
I don't
someone
think this
who-
question was about dreams. I think this question was
Yeah.
about instilling a work ethic.
That's right. And I don't think that's the way to do it.
And I
So,
think you're
that way-
straying off the point there, Brad.
You're
I want
way
the
off,
child to
way
get- I
off.
want the child to follow
Brad
their
thinks he
dreams.
knows more
That's
than
fine.
I do.
But this is how do you
Brad
instill a work ethic.
I raise more children and I do this
More
for a living,
children.
and somehow Brad thinks he knows more than I do.
I do. I know so much more. And I think that you
Joe.
teach a work ethic by having people get working. When they're working, they know they're working and they get a reward. Yes.
Interesting.
But not everything, every moment of the day is that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
well,
but
it
it has
depends on
nothing to
how
do with the
strong of a
question.
work ethic you want.
Yeah.
You
Again,
want someone
this-
entitled?
what's the
I
name
don't
of the
want
show?
someone entitled.
What's the name of the show? It's Marriage Questions, right?
Entitled.
The question was, I'll forget it. I'm done. You guys go on.
All right. No, go ahead, Joe. You can
No, I'm
finish.
just
Tries
trying to
to
stay.
mediate.
I was just trying to stay on point, but we can go ahead and talk about what a great parent you are.
When do we ever stay on point? When do we
Good
ever
point.
do that?
Never.
Good
Yeah.
point. You stayed on point there for being off point. I like
Who
that.
should
Yeah.
who
I
should
still don't
explain
know that. We don't have a point.
who should explain the birds and the bees? I think Bucky at school at 12 in the
Right.
park in the
Well,
on the playground.
unfortunately, a lot of people do rely on school to take that question, which is not going to work because, boy, do we laugh at that presentation? And quite frankly, you should know before you see that. So
Well, as a therapist, I am often explaining the birds and the bees.
are you really?
To marry
Really?
people.
The grown-ups?
Yeah, right.
The couples? Really? That's really difficult. Yeah.
No, people will want the therapist to explain that to their kid.
Yeah,
And
that's
what's
very
that
hard.
about?
It's really hard to talk. You have to talk that through with your spouse. And I've always thought it's more comfortable for the same-sex parent to do that. But now there are many parents who are same-sex themselves. So it's going to have to be somebody, looking back, I almost wish I would have explained it like together as a real, as like a classroom thing. Like, look, here's how it goes, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, just go, and by the way, we do it all the time, just so they're not completely.
And they've
freaked out
heard,
by
and
that.
they've heard
Yeah,
you doing it all the time.
Yeah. So.
My daughter's going to be an entomologist, so we birds and bees, got the bees. So actually, what's interesting is that we together did the basic, when we wanted to talk about it, and we didn't, stuff when they're little that is age appropriate. But then when we saw things maybe progressing a little bit in the romance world, then we had to sit down, and all three of us. But then my wife was a lot better because, again, same sex, about a lot of the minutia. But what was really interesting is when she became a freshman last year at school, she took human sexuality, and that is at Indiana University, the home of the Kinsey Institute. And that was a mind expanding experience. Let me tell you, that is as in depth and deep into the recesses of all sexuality.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Well, only so deep because that's all you got.
Okay.
But so that was the progression there, and still having discussions of things.
Yeah.
But mostly, at this point, my wife and she will have.
I think is that a common thing though, Donna, for same-sex parents to be more comfortable doing that? I know for sure. It's like I don't want to go ahead and tell my daughter about her body that I don't know as well as the female body as well as my wife knows the female body. So, and if I had a son, I'm sure I would have explained it to him because,
But you do got to explain about the male to your child.
Yes.
They need to know
exactly.
what else they're experiencing too.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And I explained that to both of my kids when they were growing up. I said, men are pigs. And I told them
exactly.
I said
men
all
are
they
the
want
creepiest,
is sex, and you just be aware of that. They don't think of anything else. So
all you need to know, there's a man.
Yeah.
If there's a man involved, he's lying.
I'm kidding, but I'm really not. I kind of had said that.
He
to
is
both my
so
kids
not
a million times.
kidding and kidding
I
at the
say
same time.
they are permanently 12 years old, but they're funny. I call men comic relief for life. Like,
yes,
that's what they're useful for.
Unfortunately, that's not working out so well for this show.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't just be funny. Just do your job, guys. Don't try to be smart. Just be funny.
So what? Wait a minute, Donna. We didn't get a final thought on who's going to give the talk.
Yeah,
both parents talk.
Both parents.
Yeah.
But then,
one parent is going to talk about, let's say you have where it's heterosexual relationship. So one parent talks about same-sex issues, and the other parent enlightens them on what the other sex is going through.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think both parents have very important information.
And that's for an initial one. But then there's a lot of tuning up going on as years go by, and you're right. The initial talk, you're both there, you're both talking about it. But as time goes on, there's a lot of moving and learning and growing and finding out. And I think when it's, same sex, Adley has more to say, like my wife, she has more insight than I do.
So let me ask this, because as you get farther along and the child you have gets older and older, and relationships and intimacy and maybe experimenting or doing stuff, who's going to talk to them about anal sex?
Oh no, I hire that out. We've got Candy from the bar that's going to come over.
Truth be known,
he brings a pole too. It's fun. Spin.
Yeah, these are one of those things. This is one of these things as they get older, you do talk about, but it's like one of these things that how should you say this? Probably better to talk about that kind of stuff earlier than later, though. Because right now at this point, that I have two 20-something kids, and they could probably teach me stuff. I don't know. I mean, really seriously, when you were that age, you were like, that was when you were experiencing all that stuff. And it's like, now it's not a big deal, but it's like, it's a different world it's a different world today than it was when you were growing up and you were explaining that stuff.
So who are your kids going to talk to about swinging?
Oh, my kids know everything.
Yeah, but again,
23 years old. Are you kidding me? They know so much more about everything than I do. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
how
and
did
again,
they learn it?
What?
Well, again,
how did they learn it?
Well, they learned the rudimentary things, obviously, from us teaching them and telling them what it was.
About swinging and anal sex and how to get
experience. They learned it by doing.
They read
by doing.
They've probably seen stuff on the internet. They're grown-ups now.
No, that's not great. But again, my daughter took the most.
What do you mean that's not great?
Calm down. My daughter took the most intense sexuality class in the world. So she went deep into all of these concepts and in a very open thing where they start the class by saying, we are going to open your eyes to every level of sex.
Was it a college class? College
university.
Okay.
No, Indiana University, the Kinsey
So she
Institute
didn't
of
know about
Sex
sex until she got to college. Wow, geez,
No.
Just,
She knew all the basics of sex, but now she knows every kink and everything
you don't know
that has ever
you've
been done.
tried everything. That's my thing. That's my point. You got to do
That's right.
You try it.
Yeah,
Right.
till
Don't
you've
know until
tried
you
it,
try it. Yeah.
you can't know. So I will never know much.
For instance, me, not a big fan of anal sex, especially on the receiving end. But that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
Other people,
Yeah,
so,
I'm not judging over here.
So
So.
actually, the question, of course, was who should do it, and the answer is both, right? But Donna likes to go ahead and push this a little bit further. And once again, phrasing problem here. But it's like, how much do you explain and when do you explain it? I think it's a thing. It's constantly growing. It's information that you constantly needs to be.
It's an ongoing conversation.
Yeah. It is.
What about that?
That's what I
That's
meant.
what I said, and you guys poo-pooed me. That's what I said.
No, it's ongoing from like 2 years old, 3 years old. When you're talking about genitals, it's ongoing. You build on it and build on it.
That's what I said.
Until when they're 30, you're talking about like all kinds of weird things.
Well, and I'll tell you this, my dad and I have had an ongoing conversation. He's 86. I am learning through him 30 years later in all of these things. I remember
my kids think even the thought of us having sex creeps them out. I don't know why that is, but if we kiss in front of them, both my kids are like, oh, it's
Well,
us too, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, us too. That creeps us out too, Joe. So So your kid's called. So okay, why? This is sweet. Why does the wife have to be so dang gone perfect? Know us like a book. We really don't deserve them.
That is nice. That is how it should be. That's how every male should be.
I'm getting a little weepy just thinking about
why does the wife have to be so dang
appreciate the value of a wife? That's
obviously she was watching him write that question.
They were sitting next to each other.
Yep.
Just like a book.
He said, and then saw her looking at him and then had to go ahead and just finish it out that way.
Why are women so amazing and my wife is so perfect?
I do not deserve this woman.
Why? How can I live?
Thing ever, honey.
I have been given the greatest gift of this wife, knowing everything I do at every moment.
Honey.
How do we make that the norm? How do we make that like where that's the norm in a relationship? You're just super grateful.
Hey, but I always defer to my wife. Are you kidding? I married so far over my head. It's ridiculous. She's fantastic. I will say that every day. So I got no argument on that question. That's not even a question.
That's why Joe has a background, because his wife's sitting behind him.
She's right there.
Yeah, she's right there. She's sitting right there. She's right there. He's holding a wooden spoon. So, well, I chose that question because I like being called on, having someone who knows me so well they can call me when I'm really not authentic. When they know, I can they'll look at me going, yeah, no, that ain't you are making this up right now, and you have just stepped out of line, and that helps me go, yeah, I've gone a little far on this one. You know what I mean? I like that concept. But unlike Joe though, I like that my wife and I both have nice skills each other. Like we both have skills that are so compatible. You know what I mean? That she has these skills, I have these skills, and we bring them together.
You balance it at each other.
Yeah, apparently I don't have that. I don't understand why
you just said you didn't.
Oh, I did.
You said it's all her. I got nothing.
You said it's all her and you got nothing.
I think we need to rewind the tape. I didn't quite say that, but I was just telling you how much I love my wife. And yes,
you bring nothing to the relationship.
That's what you said.
I bring nothing to this show. What's much left? My relationship. I got nothing, ladies and gentlemen.
You bring more to this show than your relationship.
Yes, probably.
It's actually part of our wiring to be very attuned to little behaviors, body language, little look, that's in our wiring, because we have to translate baby gurgles.
Sure.
And they're not talking. So we have to be wired to really kind of know what's going on, even though someone's not saying something. that is a wiring thing. It's a hormonal thing. It's oxytocin related bonding skill. And so here you are living with a female who's seriously micro aware of every little body language that you're doing, and you're not. And so they'll be like, why are you so
I don't
stressed
pick up
out?
a lot of stuff. Yeah.
What was the term you just used? Gurgles? What'd you say?
Baby gurgles.
Baby gurgles.
Joe and I are going to start a band called Baby Gurgles.
That's true. We were going to do that.
We're announcing that today. I can't believe you
Baby
came
Gurgles.
up.
Oh my gosh, I'm like so in tune to you. That's amazing. I'm like so in tune.
And you're right about that, Donna, because my wife, I can't get anything by her. You know what I mean? Not that I would ever try, but she does pick up on like nonverbal cues and things like that.
Guys, if you only knew how much you're picking on.
I am absolutely oblivious to anything that is wrong with her ever, you know.
It'd be nice if she let one of them go, though. That'd be nice. Let one of them by, you know, just
like he'll call me on every single thing.
Yeah, calling me on every single one. Every time.
My husband says, "Why do you always have to call me on every single thing?" I'm like, just noticing. That's all. Just
noticing.
Yeah. Donna's husband, why do I have to pleasure you before I get my cookie? I just don't get. Why do I have to finish that little job? Got to earn it. Finish that little job. God, terrible.
Earn it.
Okay, one more scary one, and then we'll go to 8 signs your wife disrespects you. What if your kids don't look like you?
They might not be yours. What? There you go. They might not be yours.
Your kids don't look like you.
Let's start at the bottom. They might not be yours. There you go.
Okay, who do they look like?
Yeah, I know. Like look around the neighborhood.
Look around the neighborhood.
Look at your friends. Mailman, postals guy. You know,
coworker.
Coworker. Yeah, who are they at with the office? Who's their boss? Who their coworkers at? What if they don't look like you?
23andMe. That'll help you right there if you want to try that. Yeah, do a genetic test.
Does anybody say when their baby's born, this baby does not look like you at all?
Yeah.
There's been many of people that say this baby does not look like me or you. So who is it? And really, it's just genetics. There are so many factors that the baby can look like. It can look like your third great ancestor.
It's true.
Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
So some people have assumed that a baby is not theirs. If you ever watch Jerry Springer, you'll see this.
All the time. All the time.
It does not look like either parent. And so they'll have to get it tested. And it looks like someone's great aunt or something.
Yeah, it could happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Although, now, did you all see there has been cases, and this was a big one not too long ago, where they had to get a DNA test from the mother, and the mother was not the mother of the child that she pushed out because.
Okay, that I got to hear about. That's going to be interesting.
Because,
well, here again, no, she had it. Father was the father. They did DNA tests on both, but see. Here's where we talk about gender fluidity and stuff like that. She had a twin when she was born. They were 100% fused together. Part of her systems in her body were the twin. Part of the systems in her body were her.
That is crazy.
Twin. So her blood was her, but her something in her
uterus was the twin's uterus.
Was the twin's uterus.
And
so
her
twin
ovaries were the twins' ovaries.
Wow.
That's right.
So was the twin renting that space out?
Not paying a dime.
Oh,
but she got to control everything.
Yeah.
So the brain, the other systems, and the blood were her DNA. The twins' DNA was the uterus.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
That is pretty kooky. That is
the thing.
Really
is that amazing?
That maybe the only time in history we've ever heard of that. That's crazy.
You've heard of parts of a twin being inside of somebody and they don't realize they have a part of a twin in there.
Yeah.
I can understand the part of a twin may be their ovaries or their uterus. So that is only
that's crazy. That's a good one. Yeah.
So when they did a blood test, then they said, "Oh, this DNA is," or no, whatever matched, not the blood. When they did the other test, they found the other DNA. I know it's
crazy.
And when everybody tells me
ultrasound or something, and then test the ovaries, test the eggs, and go these aren't your eggs. These are somebody else's eggs.
Well, and when anybody ever says there's only two genders and there's only one, there is so many things going on.
It's
so
crazy.
many combinations.
We just brought up thinking one thing. It's an interesting world. We are the world.
Interesting
I wonder
world.
if a male can have a twin's ovaries and uterus in there.
No, there's
Male?
people
A
with
male,
female and
What if
female and
only
female.
one of my balls is mine? That's a good question right
Right?
there, right?
what if one of
Yes.
them was an ovary?
What if my penis is mine, but my testicles were my twins?
Wait.
You know, there you go.
Well, okay. See, here's the problem right now. Wait a minute.
What if one of them was an ovary, one of them is your testicles, and you get your own self pregnant?
Well,
No,
that
no.
would be the best. There's a novel being.
Now we've
that's
gone
being-
crazy. Now we've gone a little nuts.
That's great.
But I will
Speaking
tell you
about-
this.
What if the test? I'm sorry. What?
The thing Joe just said about what if his penis was not his,
Yeah.
that's what he kept using in his teens. So with the girls. So that
Yeah,
just,
thank you.
that wasn't my
It's
penis.
No.
Not mine. I
Not
don't know
mine.
whose penis.
Not mine.
I
I
must have a
believe
twin
that.
somewhere because that was not
the
my-
brain.
Who
It
was
was
that in the popcorn? That was someone else.
That was-
who
yeah.
did that to
That was
you.
not
By the way,
mine.
never do that. That salt
Yes.
is not that is painful.
That is not
Anyway,
funny. But also,
Speak- Go ahead. Speaking of twins,
Oh.
I've always thought that I've been. That's a very interesting story. I've always thought
People
that
are-
I had a twin because the voices in my head that I keep hearing.
yeah.
That could be. You could have two brains in there.
Yeah, but they're
I
a
don't have
dog.
one.
They're a dog. The voices are from a dog. So it's so by the way, Donna, that is a thing. People are born with both sets of genitals. Many times.
You're a hermaphrodite is the correct
Yeah.
term.
No, it is not a correct
That's
term in
not
any way.
as
That is
uncommon
not
as the-
hermaphrodite is not the correct term.
What is
It's,
the correct term?
It is not something sexual. I can't remember. It is not hermaphrodite though. We've gotten in arguments about this somewhere, but
Well.
I'll look it up later and we'll come back with it next week. Okay, here we go. Share screen, and it is going to be
Thank
this.
you.
And I hope this is
It's
interesting.
disrespecting.
Eight signs your wife disrespects you and how you should deal with it.
Well,
my friend.
let's hit this straight head on.
Okay,
here.
number one, she makes fun of you, and that is her favorite pastime.
And
Yeah.
it's
So
not disrespectful.
that's not disrespectful.
that-
I make
that's
fun of her.
disrespectful.
She makes fun of me.
Yeah, it's totally fun.
Yeah, if you're not making
Hmm.
fun of somebody, you're not really that close to them.
True, but what is the level of making fun is the question.
It's all day long. I don't know.
Degrading is different than making fun of someone. I think
That's true.
you know. And
Notice
by the way,
there's
they misspelled
you in
favorite,
favorite. So this
is
is these
all-
English people.
Yeah.
So
Right,
look
that's-
at the publicly insulting you. I'm not a big fan of that.
That's what I that's what I think about.
Yeah, I don't do the publicly insulting you, or maybe sometimes.
No, it's much better to take out an ad somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
But
I think
don't
privately
that-
over Twitter.
yeah.
But I think making fun, yes, but belittling, degrading,
no,
you know.
no.
So
Maybe you got to
pretend-
know how to be funny. You got to
That's right.
it's gotta be funny. If both people laugh, then you're good.
now on the other side, I don't get to do that. I don't get to make fun even a little. So anyway, which isn't true. She tends to complain a lot. A sign your wife disrespects you. Is that
Okay, this is one of those really
No,
crap,
it's a sign
horribly
that you
written
suck.
things. Yeah,
horribly written?
yeah,
horribly
horribly
written.
written.
It's a sign that you need to up your game. That's what it is.
Yeah, or get a new wife. I'm sorry,
Well-
did I say that out loud? But if she complains a lot, I mean, I don't understand that. No matter what you do, your wife does not seem to be satisfied or happy.
Says if
Is that a
nothing
sign
you
of
do is good enough
disrespect?
for her.
Fix the
Well,
problem.
Fix the problem. Well, there's first of all, if your wife complains a lot, I'm like, why are you complaining all the time? I can't handle it.
Look at that quote. That's like ridiculous. I think that's ridiculous.
She is not satisfied with your pay pack. What's a pay pack?
She is not said. What country is this from?
What is this? Again, this was written by somebody who doesn't understand English. She's not satisfied with pay pack. If you look,
Payback.
disrespect of you. Yes.
Many friends, your parents, your beloved pet dog.
This is great.
She
This
does
is
not
another
like.
one.
Isn't that her dog too? I don't understand.
I understand. This was
That's
actually
your
put
dog.
through a translator. This is so bad.
I'm telling you, it takes me a while to find the horrible things.
Yeah.
This is-
You
a
tried
lot of them
very
are good. Your wife fails to listen to you. Well, you're a jerk. I can't.
Well, actually, that is a sign of disrespect, because typically it's the other way around, because we never listen to our wives. So when she's not listening to you, then that's payback, is what that is, pal. You better up your game a little bit, right?
She may stonewall you in other instances. What does that mean, stonewalling?
I don't know. Again, they got theirs through some sort of translation app.
Ignoring you. That's just like whatever. Just like whatever.
But that's just not listening too, isn't it? I mean,
not listening. Yeah.
We would not be married to you if we had to listen to you all the time.
That's right.
Really? Is that how it is? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same way on this side
that we're
too.
Still here is we fail to listen to you like good 85% of the time, which allows us to continue to be married.
I think most people who are in a relationship, that's a common thing, is like, well, the other person always says, well, you never listen to me. And it's like, well, and the other, it's like, how can you listen that much? Right.
Well, now I figured out who wrote this. It's the Amish. She shuns her responsibilities.
She's a shunner.
You didn't come back from your Rumsprunger correctly, and she's now shunning.
If she's shunning her responsibilities, she wasn't taught a work ethic as a teenager.
She wasn't. She didn't earn her cookies.
Maybe the dude has to have a better paycheck. Like,
that's the problem. His pay packet sucks.
Wait a minute, guys. This is good. I think this might have been written by the Taliban, actually, because it says down at the bottom, she might also shamelessly shun her duties, right? Because everybody knows a woman has duties, and you should not
not just shun them.
Yeah, shamelessly shun.
You know, if she has some shame about shunning those duties, you can live with it. But when she is shamelessly shunning
you,
them,
she surely is shamelessly shunning you.
Yes,
I don't know what those duties are.
Yeah,
surely she's shamelessly shunning
you. Yes.
Holy okay. Your wife keeps secrets from you. How would you know?
How would you know?
They're secrets.
Oh my God. How would you know?
You don't know.
I don't know.
Look, after marriage, you are both supposed to know each other's lives completely.
No, you're not.
Oh
my God.
I do not think so.
After marriage, completely.
No.
This is bonobiology.com.
I don't think.
This is by Bono.
I don't think my wife could handle the truth. You know what I'm saying?
No. And I don't want to know.
Yeah, there's things about her I don't want to know.
Look at the last sentence in the number 5. Yeah. This is your wife's disrespect for you and nothing else.
That's all it is. Yes. You must keep your wives on a shorter leash. You must keep them no secret.
She has many secrets from you. You must
definitely do something. Keep her in the stove.
She's hiding pennies in the couch.
If you find change in the couch, she is disrespecting you.
She is disrespecting.
Yeah.
You must teach lesson. She blatantly flirts with others in front of you.
Well, that is a sign of disrespect or too much alcohol.
No. As Tim Pierce would tell you, it's a way to get a free drink. And he doesn't.
Oh, right.
Yes, there's that.
Right.
All right.
Doing you a favor. Hello.
If she's blatantly flirting with people in front of you, that is bad. That's terrible. That's really bad. So.
Well, see, the flirting isn't the problem. It's when she doesn't go through with it. That's the bad part. Like, suddenly she says, no, I don't want to do it now. And he's flirting. That's the bad part. You don't make any money.
Oh, yeah. Any woman who flirts must follow through.
Because you're this close to a threesome. And then
you were that close.
Yeah.
To learning about anal sex. That close. That close.
So where's your work ethic again, honey?
Yeah. You are not working like you should.
You are not earning.
This means your feelings are no longer a matter. Okay.
Yeah.
That is disrespectful. She's no longer your support system.
Oh my gosh. And she is supposed to act as your backbone in good as well as bad times.
This is really your backbone. This is horribly sexist. This is great.
Does the man not have a backbone?
Serious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what kind of backbone does this guy have? He has none.
Yeah.
But he needs his wife to be his backbone.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
My pay packet
wife must stand up for me at all time and never look away. That is what
he's breaking the promise of together and forever.
Why are we using that voice? Why are we doing that?
You started it. Eastern European thing. You went with the Russian Eastern
I
European.
went with Russian. Now I'm doing, I don't even know. It's just,
I don't even know, but I'm sure it's offensive.
It seems this is very archaic in my opinion, but go ahead.
Number 8 happens if you think 1 through 7 is okay.
Yeah.
That's very good point, Donna. That's very good.
Number 8 will be inevitable.
If you try and make any physical contact with your wife, she'll keep distance from you and avoid you.
Again, if your wife is becoming physically distant from you, your leash isn't short enough. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But seriously, if your wife is becoming physically distant from you, is that a sign of disrespect? Or is there
because she disrespects you and does not care about your sexual desires?
I grabbed my wife so she could do her duty.
There may be more than that. So
yes, yeah. I grabbed her to do her duty, and she didn't want it.
Look, they might even turn into a rude spouse when it comes to.
She would ever turn into a rude spouse.
She is very. It is very rude of her.
That would be
to stop.
That
my
would be
forcing her to have sex.
Yes.
Yes. The unforgivable sex.
So terrible. It's so terrible.
I know. I love when
someone
it takes me an hour.
That and thinking that's how we're supposed to do things.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You probably shouldn't be on the internet so much, people. I don't know where you found that, Brad, but you need to stop. All right. You need to,
it takes me a while to find those.
That's a good one. That was really horrible.
Well, I was on YouTube and I wanted to do one, but it was 10 minutes long and it was so horrible. This guy does these videos telling men the jobs of their wife and how we all have our own jobs and they better be subservient. And he's got 1.6 million people watching this crap. It's the most horrible garbage. And he says it in the most straightforward way. Just, she has to learn how, and this is how you get her to think the right way. It just, I couldn't.
Is this like a recent thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it comedy?
One of those old-fashioned things?
No. This guy's got a ton of these videos where he never shows his face, but he shows all these pictures about how to make women do what you want, how they're wrong if they don't do exactly. It's horrible. This is funny, but that is not funny in any way. So I can't even show it. It's so gross. So
what are you doing?
And too long. And so Joe, I had to unsubscribe from you. I'm sorry.
I guess my I'm down to 1.5 million viewers.
Yes, you're down to 1.5 million viewers now. Yeah. But see, isn't that funny that I find these disgusting videos and disgusting people, and they've got hundreds of thousands of followers, and it just shows you how we get to this.
How many people watch this show every week?
2,
15, 20, yeah, maybe
15, 10,
10,
yeah,
right.
8.
Well, we're working on
I don't know. But
maybe we're taking the wrong tack here.
12 to 1300. Yeah, no, you can't do anything positive. So, all right. Well, my friends, I think we're just going to quit for the day. Next week, no Joe.
I won't be here.
I won't be here. And then I don't know what we're going to do for 3 weeks because I'll be on the horizon.
Yeah, unless I can do it from the beach.
Oh, gosh, really suffering from the beach?
I'll be in Aruba, I think, next Wednesday.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you get off in Aruba?
I think you can, but I don't know if I'm going to.
I just like to go down to that Starbucks and hang out next to the water. And
I'd like to go at there's a way to get onto this beach. There's a private beach there that you can pay a couple of bucks to get a very clandestine boat ride to. I think I'll try that.
Is it nude?
Yeah.
Then I don't want to go. I'm not.
Well, it's optional, but there are people without clothes there. And again,
nothing creepier than an optional nude beach and dudes with clothes on that are just there ogling. It's just, I don't know. That just seems creepy to me.
Why God made sunglasses.
Yes. God makes.
All
right. Oh, we're leaving. Donna, any closing words?
No, but we're going to talk about a text that I just sent you after we close.
Uh-oh.
After we're done recording.
I feel like I'm in
dare
trouble.
you really son of a, you never, ever. Oh my God. Okay. I can't believe you just sent that to me.
We shall talk about it after we log off.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.